Greetings from MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki, Grow with Google WUAS World University and School, and from the Middletown, California Public Library Park, and hopefully where in public libraries, students in all 50 US states and in all 200 countries will find resources to study for their free MIT OpenCourseWare centric WUAS degrees in the years ahead. If beyond, say, Wi-Fi connectivity and possible initial computers in the libraries when the libraries are open, as we wait to see if people will join this WUAS news and question and answer on Monday, April 21st, 2025, newly at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is, I think, 2 p.m. Eastern time in the US and Canada. And I think it's 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time in Western Europe. And I think it's 11:30 p.m. In India time, and perhaps 2 a.m. the next day, Hong Kong time. And I'll post the recording of this WUAS news and question and answer also for people to access afterward. So a little news. World University and School is growing, and next week, the WUAS News and Question and Answer will meet at 10 a.m. again on Monday, April 28th, 2025. I will no longer be attending the Harvard Genome Engineering and High Efficiency CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing partly seminar. So at Harvard, but sometimes from Berkeley as well. And instead, we'll be going to Stanford Drug Discovery Symposium online Monday and Tuesday. So World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, April 28th, 2025 will return to 10 a.m. Pacific time. The first item of news I'd like to share with you on the World University and School WUAS, first of two WUAS wings, the 501c3 or similar GuideStar.org IRS affiliated website. See this for our 501c3 or similar status at World University and School. And regarding this wing, first wing, which is CC4 licensed OCW MIT.edu centric and wiki. The main webpage is worlduniversityandschool.org. So agenda item 0, the recording as minutes in video and text for Saturdays 4/19/25 open MIT OCW centric World University and School WUS monthly business meeting is posted on the main YouTube channel for World University and School presently, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University /videos, and also in the two blog posts for Saturday, April 19th, 2025, 2 days ago, beginning with Grand Teton National Park, minutes in video and text for Saturday, 4/19/2025. Open MIT OCW centric Wiki World University and School WS monthly business meeting. Agenda item 1. So after monthly business meeting on Saturday, was glad to get a question from on the YouTube posting for monthly business meeting on Saturday from Terrence Thomas 9002. That's his YouTube handle. And Terrence asks, Scott, I am so curious, what does wiki, quote, wiki, unquote, part of, quote, MIT open courseware centric wiki, World University and Schools mean? In fact, what does the MIT part mean? Or the open courseware part? Or the centric part? What does the whole name mean? Please tell me, Scott. I am your biggest fan. I need to know. Great to have this question. Thank you, Terrence Thomas. And I replied below his question on the YouTube video for Saturday, 4/19/2025 for monthly business meeting for World University and School, WUS. Terrence, thanks for your texting questions. Do you want to watch the video? And regarding seeing how the wiki part of WUAS would work with a prospective WUS law school student, Lily Lee, creating an IP law track at the WUAS Law School. And see minute 3 from monthly business meeting on Saturday, 4/19/25, beginning Grand Teton National Park, minutes in. And especially regarding, for example, the intellectual property -IP law wiki subject page or school at World University and School. That URL is wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/intellectual property-IP law. And you can access it from the World University and School Law School with a related URL. How best also, Terrence Thomas and Lily Lee, to add MIT OCW IP courses. And there's a ocw.mit.edu course from 2013 titled Patents, Copyrights, and the Law of Intellectual Property. So Terrence, for example, you could add this course, this MIT OCW course, to the World University and School wiki page for intellectual property IP law. And perhaps that would thus answer your questions. This MIT OCW IP course, intellectual property course, would eventually become available for credit at World University and School as our law school becomes ABA or similar approved, American Bar Association or similar approved. And you're being able to add this course to the intellectual property IP law wiki subject or wiki school at World University and School is the wiki aspect, quickly editable. Perhaps it's already there. I haven't checked recently. I may have added it some years ago, but that's the idea. And also MIT OCW, which, so this is what wiki and MIT OCW refers to and how WUS or World University and School is centered around MIT OCW courses. This MIT OCW course is open courseware, partly because it's Creative Commons 4 licensed, allowing for anyone to, 1, share it, 2, adapt it, but 3, non-commercially, which is also important for openness. And WUAS will develop our 41 majors further from MIT OCW and see World University and School.org's homepage for these 41 majors that were synthesized from the MIT OCW resources of more than 2,500 courses in English, undergraduate and graduate. A further indication of how we're MIT OCW centric. Also ask Gemini AI or similar about World University and School and your questions, Terence, or anyone who might be interested. And I think you'll find out more in some of these regards. So Terence, Thomas, would you like to wiki teach, quickly edit, or wiki learn? For example, by wiki posting your questions to a particular WUAS webpage, for example, at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/subjects with a capital S, at WUAS further, and or apply for free to students degree program, for a free to students degree program at WUAS as WUAS accredits further. Thanks, Scott. So agenda item 2, Bill Gates and DPI, digital public infrastructure. Bill Gates recently posted on LinkedIn about digital public infrastructure and India, and a recent trip that he took to India, potentially partly in these regards. And digital public infrastructure means for Bill Gates, I think, to connect people, data, and money in new ways with digital public infrastructure. And you can also see the India Institute Center for Digital Public Infrastructure website for further information in these regards. Digital public infrastructure is interesting, and this is an AI overview of it, which I'll share with you right now. It refers to a set of digital systems that form the backbone of modern societies, enabling secure and seamless interactions between people, businesses, and governments. It includes elements like digital identification, digital payments, and data exchange, facilitating the delivery of public services and promoting inclusive economic opportunities. Search on digital public infrastructure in Google search to find out more about digital identity, digital payments, data exchange, interoperability, and open standards, and the benefits of digital public infrastructure. Streamlines service delivery, something which DPI promotes financial inclusion. It enables data-driven decision-making, and it accelerates digital transformation. Regarding World University and School, how could World University and School add free education to developing infrastructure, digital public infrastructure, not only in India and its 22 scheduled languages, official languages in those languages, but also with potentially Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, with which WUAS has a partnering email. And also in regarding people in World University and School seeking to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet. So people and digital identity. And potentially regarding governments, with World University and School planning to open law schools in all 200 countries and in their main languages. So all of India's 22 scheduled or official languages. So potentially our law faculty will eventually be working with the governments in the countries they live. And even regarding data exchange in a realistic virtual Earth for data exchange too. And think Google Street View with TimeSlider, Google Maps, Google Earth, TensorFlow AI, and also at not only the Street View with TimeSlider level, but the cell view with TimeSlider level, and the molecule view with TimeSlider too. potentially for opportunities for everyone to increase their standard of living, for example, in India, where there's much, much poverty. So World University and School is excited about digital public infrastructure and wonders how we can potentially add free universal education in each of all 200 countries as digital public infrastructure grows in each of all 200 countries and its official main languages. I think Bill Gates' focus with this LinkedIn post is on India, but World University and School seeks to develop further. Perhaps we can focus further the development of digital public infrastructure. For example, in the poorest countries in the world, in South Asia and Africa, but in all countries in the world, as societies in each of these 200 countries grow with digital public infrastructure and information technologies. So Bill Gates is the chair of the Gates Foundation and the founder of Breakthrough Energy. And digital public infrastructure is changing the way countries and their people respond to crises and grow their economies. So again, could WUS add here MIT OCW centric hashtag grow with Google WUS, Wiki, World University and School to DPI, digital public infrastructures in all 200 countries and their main languages, and potentially partner with CDPI, development partners. I added World University and School's email address to CDPI, which is based in India. I think it's Center for Digital Public Infrastructure, and look forward to learning more with in possibly communication with them in new ways. So exciting opportunity for conceiving and developing digital public infrastructure to respond to crises and to help with economies. Thank you, Bill Gates, for focusing this. Agenda item 3. In what ways could World University and School collaborate with national Olympic committees in all 200 countries in their main languages? I think there's about 201 Olympic national Olympic committees. I think there might have been 206 countries competing in the Olympics in 2024 or something, but I read recently there are about 201 national Olympic committees, and to cultivate and find and focus seeking applicants and matriculating, I'll call them Olympic students, hashtag Olympic students on Twitter, X, and hashtag WUAS, Olympic students in all 200, hashtag WUAS, UNIVS. So here's a set of tweets in these regards, and I posted this set of tweets a while ago, but it's interesting to return to it now with digital public infrastructure emerging, and also regarding some of the agenda items ahead on the WUAS corporation side, and even with robotics and robot athletes, for example, emerging. So the set of tweets in this agenda item 3, hashtag Olympic students, hashtag WUAS Olympic students in 200, hashtag WUAS UNIVS, and the nation states wiki subject at World University and School. And with 206 nations, hashtag National Olympic Committees, hashtag NOCS in 2020, and a Wikipedia article listing the participating nations at the Summer Olympic Games in 2020. Exciting opportunity. So moving to the WUS Corporation wing, the second of two WUS wings, a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, which is also the academic press at WUS, planned in 7,159 known living languages with machine learning and machine translation and human translation, and also the physical digital WUS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies. I think Walmart in about 19 out of 200 countries, and World University and School seeks to be in all 200 countries, which leaves about 191 countries or 181 countries left. Could we collaborate with Walmart for software and infrastructure in the remaining 181 countries? So agenda item A on the WUS Corporation, WUS Press side. In what ways could WUS reliability test? So test the reliability of Athlete Robots 2, in addition to robot delivery drivers of Toyota Sienna vans, and with hashtag Toyota Palo Alto near Stanford University, and with all 201 hashtag National Olympic Committees. So a set of tweets in these regards from yesterday, April 20th, 2025, Sunday, Easter Sunday. How can at World Univ and SCH with hashtag Toyota Palo Alto and hashtag National Olympic Committees in all 200 countries, hashtag reliability test, hashtag THR3s, Toyota Humanoid Robot 3s, or similar, as hashtag athlete robots and hashtag robot delivery drivers of Sienna vans. So older Sienna vans, everything from 2025 back, Sienna van wise, to deliver hashtag WUS Lego robotics kits, for example, and to WUS students for hashtag free WUS degrees. And see this fascinating half marathon that was run in China article where a vast variety of humanoid robots ran a half a marathon, 13.1 miles, with humans. They were divided by a separator, and the variety of humanoid robots had support teams, apparently, of all kinds around them. I read in one article that a humanoid robot beat the humans by half a time, similar. This is the John Henry and the steam shovel fable, writ for robotics. Perhaps this is an unfolding story. So World University and School would seek to, in communication with hashtag Toyota Palo Alto, about hashtag THR3s as robot delivery drivers of Sienna vans and reliability testing. Also explore testing athlete robots as in collaboration with Toyota. Could we also deliver Lego robotics kits to the homes of prospective students, which their parents, for example, might have purchased, or their governments, if they were interested in matriculating in to free World University and School And could robot delivery drivers deliver these Lego robotic kits out of Toyota Sienna vans, because Toyota would have designed THR3s to drive Toyota Sienna vans, and perhaps in culturally fascinating synchronous ways. So a way of bringing WUS Lego robotics kits to prospective WUS students' homes in all 200 countries with new emerging robot delivery drivers, and to deliver WUS Lego robotics kits like Lego Spike Prime robotics kit, so that they could take this potential Lego robotics tutorial and matriculate in for a free bachelor's degree, for example, over taking 4 years, or free AA, Associate of Arts degree, Associate of Science degree, 2-year undergraduate degree at World University and School in their homes. Fun to think about, too. Agenda item B. On the WUS corporation side, the WUS press side, the WUS Educational Services Store side. So World University and School seeks to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet from you at World University. And a set of tweets in these regards, and potentially in collaborating with the United Nations and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and their AI and ML as it develops. And see the website from the UN, sdgs.un.org/goals. And regarding also hashtag United Nations AI for good, hashtag UN AI for good on Twitter. And also regarding hashtag Stanford Responsible AI Governance on Twitter, and a DLA Piper law firm sponsored conference at Stanford Law School last Wednesday, April 9th, 2025, titled United Nations AI for Good. So a set of tweets in these regards: WUS at World Univ and SCH, at WUS Press on Twitter, hashtag WUS Corp on Twitter, encoding for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet to distribute mindpi.com/SGKMAC, where you can get free MindPi, Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, to hashtag End Poverty, to collaborate with the hashtag United Nations and hashtag UN SDG, AI and ML, hashtag United Nations AI for Good, and hashtag UN AI for Good, hashtag Stanford Responsible AI Governance. This is a focus further, and potentially World University and School and the WUS will be in communication with a DLA Piper attorney and senior legal counsel at DLA Piper for UN AI for Good and relating to AI and machine learning, named John Gibson, who's based in LA, and with whom I had a fairly long lunch at Stanford Law School last Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Exciting to potentially end poverty, exciting to potentially collaborate with the United Nations AI for Good and with United Nations SDG, and possibly with Stanford as well, and regarding Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency too. And as AI and ML develop in all of these regards. So that's the WUS news and question and answer for Monday, April 21st, 2021, at 11 a.m. Next week, we'll return to 10 a.m. time, and I'll post the recording for today's WUS news and question and answer to the main YouTube channel. I'm standing in front of the Middletown, California Library, which you can see behind me, and maybe the words Middletown, California Library, where I hope students in this public library and public libraries all over the US in all 50 states and all 200 countries will find access, further access and resources regarding World University and School's free online degrees from home. Until next week, have a good week, and bye for now. I'll post also the recording of this to the 2 blog posts for today at worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com and WUAS Press, or sorry, scott-mccloud.com, as well as to the 2 main Twitters, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH and twitter.com/WUAS Press. If you have questions about matriculating at World University and School, for example, or other questions about World University and School, please add them below the YouTube video for today, like Terrence Thomas did, or email me at president@worlduniversityandschool.org. See you next week, potentially. Bye for now.